I guarantee you that if they found gas off Bondi, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
The gas is where the rocks put it, unfortunately. This can be a potential boon for that state and its residents.
We can put earmuffs on, we can walk away from the noise. There is no escape for them.
20 years' time, I don't want to be the bloke that's sitting there going, you could have maybe done something about that, but you know what? Couldn't be bothered. And I am bothered about it.
Fishing's a bit different to most jobs. It's a way of life. It's something that you got to love to do it. Dad's been fishing for 60 years, and me 40, and my son's only just started about 2 years. Yeah, for a while I didn't think he was going to, because he got chronically seasick to start with, but to his credit, he got over it. Well, the seismic testing, we've quietly been fighting it for 20 years. A couple of fishermen or fish stocks don't seem to matter when it comes to gas and big business and government contracts. People get a way of doing murder when it's over the ocean.
For decades, the offshore basin between Sydney and Newcastle has been touted as petroleum mining's next big thing. Stretching across 4,000 square kilometres, geologists estimate it could hold enough liquid gas to meet the entire state's energy needs for 20 years. An estimate that right now is being put to the test.
We're a country that loves the ocean, and it's not surprising that people are concerned about what's going on off the coast there. My name's Toby Foster. I'm the Director of Asset Energy. We are currently undertaking a two-dimensional seismic survey off the coast of Newcastle, New South Wales. The exploration has been undertaken for decades by other groups, Geoscience Australia, CSIRO, and we undertook a very similar seismic survey in 2010.
The latest batch of testing was carried out over 4 days last week, 30 kilometres off the coast of Newcastle. Over a 12 square kilometre area, a research boat sent acoustic pulses down into the sea floor every 10 to 15 seconds for 24 hours a day. These signals then bounce back from below the surface and are received by a cable that is towed behind the boat.
Seismic testing is, at the moment, one of the best methods to understand the nature of the rocks many hundreds and thousands of metres below the seabed.
After it's all done and said, and all the guys from Asset Energy all go on their plane and then go back home, we're going to then have the legacy, not those guys. Jason Nunn, lived in, basically Lake Macquarie all my life. But fishing is basically my life. I've designed my life around fishing. I remember screaming and walking up the bank with this hook hanging out the back of my head, and my mother coming out to try to get it out, and that was my first real experience with fishing, catch myself.
Jason says he first became aware of seismic testing after a similar survey in 2004.
Strangely enough, it coincided with a game tournament out of Lake Macquarie, and we were fishing in that game tournament, and there was no game fish caught for 2 days. Really sort of struck a chord with everybody, and it was detrimental to fish stocks for the years after it. And here we are, 2018, we're going down the same path again.
When I've gone out after they've tested, the nets were coming up smelling of rotten seafood, not fresh seafood. It was like things had died.
We don't expect any major impacts on marine organisms as a result of this small survey. The 2010 survey did not impact commercial catches, and we're comfortable that this particular survey will have no impact on commercial or recreational fishing.
Because we haven't got scientific letters behind our name, nobody pays attention to us.
But recently, a perhaps unlikely fisherman's friend has emerged.
Whales, not gas! Whales, not gas!
I actually couldn't believe it. So relieved that people are actually wanting to listen to fishermen.
The community group Stop Seismic Testing Newcastle has been able to attract national attention to the issue, all within the space of a few weeks and under the leadership of a mild-mannered dentist.
My coast is under threat. No one else was speaking up, and I had to do something. So no, I never thought that I'd be ever leading a march.
Whales, not
So when I first heard about the seismic testing and I was reflecting on that, I came for my normal morning walk. And I saw 3 dolphins gliding through the water as if in slow motion. And I just looked at them and I just cried. We can walk away from the noise, we can put headphones on. They cannot escape this noise in the ocean.
Seismic testing has been linked to damaging effects in everything from whales to microscopic zooplankton.
So much so that there was a ban imposed on seismic testing in many parts of the world, including in the US. ASSET say that this has been going on for decades. We're saying that there's new evidence. You have to stop this.
The testing was given approval after 6 months of negotiations and assessments by the National Offshore Petroleum Safety and Environment Management Authority. NOPSEMA says important environmental safeguards have been put in place, including having 2 marine mammal observers on board and a shutdown zone if a whale is spotted within 500 metres of the test boat. The authority added any impact on fish within 1 kilometre of activity will be temporary, and beyond a kilometre, the impact will be negligible.
This is the smallest seismic survey that NOPSEMA has ever had to consider. We're very comfortable that our particular activity far exceeds general international guidelines and requirements. The need for local manufacturing, cheaper energy, cleaner energy is very significant, and we look forward to safely exploring in this part of the world for years to come.
I do get the argument that New South Wales needs gas, but at whose expense and whose cost?
Newcastle have had enough of being pushed under. Like, we always get the raw end of the stick here.
There's going to be oil wells drilled and there's going to be an oil or gas field off our coast.
We're not going to take it lying down. Remember, this is our backyard.